been on the Tonight Show. You've broadcasted from Radio Row to Super Bowl, Kentucky Derby, exclusive parties, countless NFL interviews, and you are possibly the highest grossing actor all time on a per movie basis, following your role as a S.H.I.E.L.D agent in Marvel's Endgame. What experience has been the most surreal for you?
I mean, it's that one, right? It's being in Avengers Endgame, right? So, I mean, specifically for me, and all of it, by the way, is pinch me stuff. All of it's ridiculous. None of it. I mean, and I could just list, the fact that, for the last decade, I've gone to a fantasy football draft where I sit next to Jay-Z. Like, I've done that for a decade now. Like, it's stupid. It's insane. And, so there's a million things like that, and played in a fantasy league with a bunch of those Avengers. And fantasy has brought me, so many incredible experiences. And like I said, it brought me to ESPN, where I met my wife and we have our family together. But I think, to me, the most surreal is certainly Avengers Endgame. I'm a crazy fan of the MCU, of Marvel movies. So it's not just that I'm in a movie, or even in a high-grossing movie. I'm in, the movie for me, right? Again, Avengers Endgame, for people that follow the MCU, it was 10 years in the making. It was 20-plus films in the making, all leading up to Avengers Endgame, the end of this saga. And so the fact that I was in that movie specifically, that I got to not only be in a movie with lines and with Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and Robert Redford, big movie stars, you know what I mean? And that's the scene. It's the four of us. It's the old Sesame Street thing. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. It's three massive movie stars and freaking me. And that's the scene. And so that's the most surreal thing. That's the most surreal thing, is that, was going to a movie theater and holy crap, that's me. I'm on the big screen, and I'm this close to Tony Stark, right? To Robert Downey Jr. And then it was Avengers Endgame. People have said to me, oh, is that a bucket list moment? Bucket list. And I'm like, what? No, bucket list. No, are you? No, you can't.
It's not on a bucket. Yeah.
Right, it's not on a bucket. You can't sit there. You know what I'd like to do before I die is be in a Marvel movie. No, I got to climb a mountain, or whatever, take a cruise around the world or whatever. You can't put that on a bucket list. So the fact that it actually, happened, and that's the most surreal thing ever, was that I'm not only in a movie, but I'm in that movie.
Yeah.
And that movie, ended up becoming the highest grossing movie of all time worldwide. And
there you go.
Allowed me to become the highest grossing actor on a per movie basis. So, which is fun. And it was the story that I told on the Tonight Show, and that went well. And so anyway, great. Yeah. That's the most surreal thing.
Yeah, it was so funny. I remember I was at a park with my daughter. I got a message from my friend John, who actually went to Bristol with me, saying, I think Matthew Berry's in Endgame. And I hadn't seen it yet. And I messaged you immediately. You're like, yep. I didn't believe him, but there we go.
Yeah, well, what's so funny is that I wasn't allowed. They were so, I don't know if anyone remembers the campaign around the movie, but it was one of these things that Thanos demands your silence. Hey, no spoilers. People have been waiting literally a decade for this movie. It's a culmination, no spoilers. And in fact, LaShawn McCoy got into a bunch of trouble, including with me, because he spoiled the ending of Endgame just on his Twitter, just like a jerk. But anyway, not a LaShawn McCoy fan ever since. But what I will tell you is Disney and Marvel was said to me, you can't confirm, you're not allowed to say you're in the movie until after opening weekend. So it opened on a Thursday. And I'm like, well, what about on Friday? They're like, nope, no spoilers, no acknowledgement. They were like, listen, you are a surprise for some people. Not everyone's going to recognize you, but there will be a group of people that recognize you. And that's going to be a nice, fun moment for, oh, holy crap, Matthew Berry's in the movie. And there's a number of cameos throughout the movie of, there's various people. And they're like, we want all that to be a surprise. So absolutely not. So Thursday night, my Twitter, and even Tuesday night, because they had some early screenings, my Twitter's blowing up all week. Dude, did I just see you in Avengers Endgame? Dude, are you Hydra or are you S.H.I.E.L.D? All this stuff. And I can't respond. I'm not allowed to even acknowledge, yes, that is me. It's, it was such a, so it was just driving me crazy. And finally on Tuesday, okay, good. Yes, that is me. I can finally talk about it. So
fun.